back to Man United Talks. It is your boy Day, and we are back for another preview. I know I missed I missed the Liverpool review. Yeah, I did that. I didn't get a chance to do a Crystal Palace review, even though I said I was coming back with full force. But there's a lot of games, and for those of you who do know, those of you who don't, I coach football now, so I'm not always available to to uh, do reviews. And training just so happened to be the day of the Liverpool game, so I couldn't review because I was gone. And then Crystal Palace, I think that was a game that day. I'm pretty sure there was. I can't remember for sure, but it happens. Anyway, we're to talk about this game. Manchester United are in fine form, going up against Southampton at Old Trafford. I'm expecting a big game, and if you do enjoy, please drop a like and subscribe. And let's get into it. So it is March 1st. It is March 1st. Not that that has any real significance, but February was a decent month apart from losing to PSG. It was a pretty decent month of football. We haven't been in the trenches like we were under Jose, and Ole has really turned it around, and I'm very, very happy. As you see, we sit fifth, 1 point behind Arsenal with 55 points, and we just really have to show up and show out this game because next week we have PSG. And we're going to be in France, and Pogba isn't going to be able to play, so I do expect a massive performance from him. I want him to be all about the pitch, giving everything he's got, which, he does. I guess you would say he does anyway, or you would hope so. But especially, I think, to pick up the momentum going into this PSG game, I think he needs to be exceptional on levels that, you don't usually see from him. I want him to be at his peak. And, of course he doesn't have Ander Herrera to play with. He doesn't have Martial. But I want him to still do as best he can. So, speaking of which, let's talk about the players. Martial, I forgot to add Herrera to the injured list. I put him in for Valencia because I don't think Valencia is going to touch the pitch for the rest of the season. And I think he'll definitely be gone at the end of the season. So, just think of Herrera instead of Valencia in the injured place. Martial, Ole said, I'm pretty sure Martial will make the bench. That's not what Ole said, but something to the effect that, I guess if need be, he would be available. But I definitely think Ole wants to hold out on him and wait until PSG. I think Ole believes we still have a chance. And, it's only 2 goals. But if they score first in France, the tie is dead. It's just over and done with. But, I think Ole wants to give us the best possible chance, which is what you should do, especially in Europe. It's like the creme de la creme. I think that's the way it's said, the cream of the crop. That's not what it means, but anyway. It is what it is. We don't have our best player. We have Pogba, we have De Gea. Rashford's back, so let's not go insane, but we have big players missing. It's just as simple as that. Lingard has been massive this season. Martial's been massive, and so Herrera has been the heart and soul, really, of Ole's consistency. And he's taken on a big role, and I'm very happy with what I've seen. But they're always going to be a miss. Anyway, since I have chatted on about the injured players, let's talk about those who are available, and let's view my choice, my starting 11 for this game against Southampton. Is basically just more of the same of the last lineup, same, just a different formation, and Dave in goal. Obviously, the back four of Smalling, Young, Smalling, Lindelof, and Shaw. Lindelof and Smalling looked pretty good against Crystal Palace. Mind you, it was Crystal Palace, but they still had threats, as every team does. Chris Smalling, I thought, looked pretty sharp, to be honest. To be fair to him, he looked a bit more confident in the way he passed the ball. I don't know if it was Mourinho that really stunted his passing, but I noticed even under Van Gaal, Chris Smalling used to try forward passes and would even go over the top sometimes. And obviously that you have Fellaini, which is a safety net to pass the ball forward. But even the quicker passes around the corner to the winger, Chris Smalling a few times tried to pass to Delo and was successful a couple times. That's what I want to see. It's those simple passes which just get the ball forward and make, space for other people rather than passing the ball to Ashley Young, which gives the opposition chance to get in their shape, stay in their shape, and defend what is easy. If you're going to pass the ball to the fullback every time, it's going to be easy for the opposition to defend you. Now, if you just bypass it and give it straight out to the wing or pass it straight into the striker from center half, you're passing the ball 20, 30 yards and you get the ball, advancing the ball up the pitch, which is what you want, to be honest. And then speaking of passing, Scott McTominay in the holding midfield role behind Pogba, Fred, and Alexis is my preferred choice. Unless he goes 4-3 and puts Delo out on the wing again, which is, possible. But McTominay, fair play to him. I tweeted out before the Crystal Palace game, there's something about that boy, McTominay. And seeing McTominay under Jose was not a great, showing of him, because he wasn't able, we didn't see the positive side of him, I guess. He wasn't doing anything horrific. He wasn't doing anything that was extremely terrible or extremely well. I don't know why Jose chose to play him as center back. That was just a bad choice. And I'm not going to put that on him. But I think I'm okay with seeing him play in the holding midfield role, especially when we're not going up against the likes of David Silva or, De Bruyne, top players. It's basically what I'm saying. So, I think he can get away with playing holding midfield against Southampton. I didn't see the second half of the Liverpool game, but I heard and I saw a bit in the first half. It looked like McTominay was shying away from the ball rather than attacking it or being aggressive in his passes. Whereas definitely in the Crystal Palace game, he was definitely on the ball and not afraid to make passes forward, incisive passes, and I'm very happy with what I've seen. Going forward, Pogba, Fred. Fred wasn't amazing against Crystal Palace. However, Fred, to me, for one, needs more game time if we want to see the best of him, because I think he had the highest passing accuracy in the Champions League last season, which it was in the high 80s. And I think it was like 89, 88%. And he is that player that can play, in the tight spaces and make the quick move and make the quick passes. He is got that quality. He played quite a few through balls that I saw last season in Champions League. Played through City's defense, played through other defenses, and he is capable. But I think for one, you can only do so much on the training pitch. Playing on the big stage, playing in the game definitely is a whole different animal. You can replicate as much as you want on the training pitch, but you won't get the same effect because of the atmosphere, because of the space of, Old Trafford is a big pitch, and it's just different. So I think in order for him to really progress and slide into this team, because he hasn't looked horrendous, he hasn't looked trash at all, he just doesn't look up to it, and he has missed out with the birth of his child, which is fair to him. It's his child. He deserves to take as much time off as desired, although he's back and he's ready to play. Anyway, I digress. I went off. His midfield partner Paul Pogba, I don't gotta say anything about Pogba. He's been exceptional, and he continues. Another assist for an Ashley Young goal, and you notice I haven't talked about Ashley Young, or Luke Shaw for that matter. But Pogba's exceptional. Alexis, he's got to turn up. This last stretch, these last 3 months, unless we make it to a final. He's got to be on it, man. He has to be absolutely on it. Well, no, it's March now, so yeah, 3 months. He's got to be exceptional. He's got to be in tip-top shape, or else we might as well move him on. There's no point in him staying. He doesn't look great. I know he's got the fight and the grit, and you love that. I'm a big fan of it, working hard for the team. But his quality of play, his output of goals is not even in the conversation of what he did at Arsenal. And, it's upsetting. It is. And maybe he should take up a more creative role and go for the assist, because we got so much firepower in the likes of Rashford, Lukaku, Martial, and, you got Mason Greenwood coming through. And maybe he could take up a more creative role. But at the same time, he has had opportunities to score. He has had opportunities to create even, and his output still hasn't been at that high level. Alexis Sanchez at Arsenal was world class, and I know he's 30 years old now or whatever. You know, that's cool, but you can see he's still got the quality. He just hasn't been up to it, and whatever needs to be done, I can't say that personally because I don't see him training and out every day. But I do see him on the pitch. I don't know. Maybe he just has to play through it. I don't think there was ever a chance he was returning to that Arsenal level under Jose Mourinho, but I do think there's a possibility that he will under Ole. So I hope that he does come good in these next 3 months, and I would love for him to stay if he's at that high level, but he isn't. So if things stay this way, he's got to go. Moving on to the front two, I've spent a while on this 11, but I love it, man. I absolutely love it. And Lukaku is in tip top form. He's scoring. His movement was decent in the Crystal Palace game. His hold up play was maybe some of the best he's had this season. Really getting involved and moving about, and it's great. It's really great to see. And then Marcus Rashford there's nothing left to say about him. Nothing left. And as for the fullbacks, I know I didn't speak about him. Please just cross the ball and be efficient. Don't just swing it in. Watch Diogo Dalot. I know he was 0 for 5 against Crystal Palace, but he really aims at people. Like, he genuinely picks out people, and maybe Ashley Young does aim at people, but he's failing miserably. Luke Shaw doesn't cross the ball in the air unless it's from a corner, which is just frustrating. It's one thing to cross the ball on the ground and to consistently get the ball to someone, but every time he crosses the ball on the ground, it just gets battered away by the first man, and that's not good enough. So Luke Shaw, please cross the ball in the air. And Ashley Young, I heard the commentator on MUFC saying that Wilfried Zaha has not had a good day playing against Ashley Young, and I just literally, and I love him. I can't remember his name. I really wish I could, and I do love him because his commentary is great. And it seems like he's a bit biased, but as you should. You're on United commentary. Have fun with it. But let's be honest here. Wilfried Zaha had a field day against Ashley Young. He gave up a goal against, any left winger in this league is dreaming of playing against Ashley Young. Simple as. Leroy Sané, have him on toast. Okay? Bloody well. Who else you got in the league? Aubameyang playing on the left wing. I'm sure he'd have a fun time. Who else we got? I can't even think right now. Mane. I mean, that didn't really pan out, but whatever. It is what it is, though. It's just, he's not a right back, and that's the top and bottom of it. Anyway, moving on to let's talk about Southampton quickly, and then I'll get out of here. Here we go. Southampton, 17th in the league. They're hot garbage. Let's be honest here. They have played great under this new manager. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. I know he managed Leipzig, and he's solid. He's got a good system going, and he's playing the 3-5-2. They look okay. Looks like he wants more time on the ball. But other than that, they haven't been... I mean, they've got 3 draws in their last 5, which isn't losses, which is, I guess, a step up. But I said three draws, and it literally says 2 draws. That's crazy. Anyway, they've played well, and but they haven't been exceptional, and they do get caught out in the wide areas, which is something we can definitely expose, or we could have if we had Lingard. I mean, or Martial, but they're not that high quality of a team. Their players aren't that high caliber of a team, which threatens me. I believe our players on quality alone should smash them. Should absolutely smash them. And with all respect to them, we just got to go there and absolutely rip them apart. I don't know. For me, just be efficient with the ball and be clinical. Keep doing what you're doing. What am I saying? Ole knows what he's talking about. And he's been running the game so well. 3 goals away at Crystal Palace. Keep it up, man. My score prediction. I'm willing Paul Pogba to just have an amazing game. So I'm gonna say. I said 3-1. I did say 3-1 for. No, I didn't. I didn't say that for Crystal Palace. I said. What did I say 3-1 for? I don't. No, I did say 3-1 on Twitter. I did. I'm gonna say. I'm feeling 3-1 again. Maybe 4-1. I'm gonna say 4-1 to United. I really do want another clean sheet, but I don't know. I just got a weird feeling, but I'll take 4 goals. I really will. I really will take 4 goals. 4-1. And I'm gonna say Pogba has a hand in every goal. Imagine that. But I'm gonna say it. That's bold. Anyway, it's been your boy Days from Man United Talks. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'm gonna really try to keep it up and be consistent. But I can't help when games are the same days as I just can't upload. So thanks for watching, and let me know your score predictions, your player predictions, whatever in the comments down below. And if you're new, subscribe. I am out of here. Deuces.